we're gonna. Yeah, still have 4 minutes, but I'm gonna put another 10 minutes on there. Well, I put in my nickel, but didn't take it. So either way, not my issue. But the reason we're out here is because, once again, got buses that are outside of the parking area that they're supposed to be in. It's 7:37. How you doing today, sir? Hey, you know they moved your staging area back. They've got a sign back past the other building there that says you guys aren't supposed to go forward of there.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've got a sign back there. If you want, I'll show you.
I looked for it earlier. I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I've seen buses last week over there.
Yeah, well, they moved it back because there was some issues with bus drivers getting offended when we park up here because they were pulling up too far. And I brought up the fact that that's a no parking anytime zone to Via. You know, most of the time your drivers are in the buses, they're not parked, but it became an issue once a couple of drivers decided to get out of hand and make threats. So they moved it just back a little ways first, and then Via had an issue with not letting people.
We own this building.
Yeah, you own the building, but this is a public street, and these are public parking meters. And
supervisors came by and they didn't say anything. Even the police. So.
Well, I guess, I mean, you're aware that the sign is back there, though, right?
No.
Would you like for me to show you the sign?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so either way, again, where you're at's not appropriate. I'll walk back to where the sign is because I'm about to take a picture of it. I'll point it out to you so the next time you can see it. But as you see, they block off these parking meters, and then they tell people they can't park in the Via area, the parking lot that's designated for Via riders if people try to feed the homeless. So they don't allow us to park where we're legally allowed to park. They unlawfully block those areas, and that's the issue. This is where the sign starts. It's from here back. So again, that's where they're supposed to park, going back that way now. But as you see, the driver doesn't really care. I'm not going to make an issue of it today. The driver hasn't given me any grief, but you know, when the drivers start giving us grief about this and we push back on it, like I said, they were blocking these 3 meters as well, then, you know, we go out of our way and we come out here and we let them know. I mean, if they know about it and don't care, that's on them. Once again, Via Police is not going to cite any Via bus driver for any reason. They'll let them park next to the fire hydrants as well. But Via was aware of the situation. They took steps to mitigate it, and yet we still have bus drivers parking up here, which again denies the public the paid parking meters that we are allowed to use. And again, the issue with that doesn't become an issue until the bus drivers do that, and then they get blocked in, and then they get mad and call the police. But if they just park where they're supposed to park, that's never an issue. So, you know, got to roll with whatever you roll with. I'll continue to follow up on this. Howdy, folks. Welcome to my channel. This was just a quick live because my camera's out of memory. I'm working on editing another story and figured I'd better go live in case there was an issue with the driver. There wasn't. He was not exactly friendly, but he wasn't argumentative. So I showed him where they're supposed to park in the future. Hopefully he does that in the future. But
can you help me reverse the bus all the way over there?
I could back you up, but to be honest with you,
kind of like go like that.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I saw buses last week over there, but it's my first time doing it since last week. Actually, I was driving around. I saw buses over there, but I I looked for a sign earlier. I'm like, did they change it?
Yeah, well, they actually had moved it to where these other meters were, and then I got back with Via and told them, no, you're still blocking those. So they moved it a second time. So the reason I come out here to follow up is because the other drivers, when they posted it the first time, are still blocking off these other meters. And the issue for me is Via doesn't allow us to use Via parking if we feed the homeless. So we have to use these paid parking meters.
If you don't mind, just kind of like
Yeah, I'll guide you and I'll make sure they're out of the roadway. So, I mean, again, this is what I'm talking about, reasonable bus drivers. You know, and again, this is what I like to see, a bus driver who's being reasonable. It's unlikely that anyone else needs those parking meters, but again, if they do, that's what they're there for. They're not for the Via buses to park. Via's come out, they decided this is excellent. So, you're good. And that solves that problem. So, again, thank you, sir. Again, issue resolved. No harm, no foul. Bus driver wasn't inappropriate, and then when he realized that I'm doing a story and that I do follow up, he took the appropriate actions. Quite honestly, I wouldn't have been upset if he didn't back up at this point. I'd be upset if I came out and saw him again parked up here, but you know, what I do is for a reason, and if I'm polite with the bus drivers and I try to explain it to them in a way they understand, then it works for everyone. So again, now we have our parking spots where we can feed the homeless. I'm going to see if this gentleman up here needs water, and if he does, great. If not, no big deal. So, again, Via is harsh on the homeless in this area. I try to be polite to them as often as possible. How are you doing, boss? You want a water?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Not a problem.
Have a good day. Happy holidays.
I plan to. I'm going to sit here for a few minutes. So, guys, that's basically going to conclude my live feed. Turn this back around. Appreciate you guys stopping in. As you see, following up with Via. You get respectful drivers 90% of the time. Sometimes they're not real respectful, but again, they're going to stop us from coming down and using their parking for feeding the homeless. Then we're going to insist that they stay the hell off of our parking meters. And some people call it being a dick. I just say, hey, I'm going to continue to do it. It's a matter of principle to me. Thank you again for stopping in. This is Blue Lives Matter out.